Kyrie Irving, he didn't meet with the media. He was on Instagram, so the media didn't get a chance to offer up any follow-up questions. And there was something that was said yesterday that is screaming for a follow-up. And I'll get to that coming up in a moment. Kyrie said, of course, it's not about the money.
Yo, you're going to lose out on money and you're going to lose out on this. Like, so what? It's not about the money, baby. It's not always about the money. It's about choosing what's best for you. You think I really want to lose money? You think I really want to give up on my dream to go after a championship?
Okay. Kyrie is going to get paid when he goes on the road. And what is happening now? So the NBA's expectation is that Kyrie Irving's refusal to get a vaccine shot and then being unable to play in his team's home games will fall under the reasonable cause clause. That means he gives up $380,000 per game. So if he misses every game this season, including the preseason, then it's going to cost him around $17 million. That's the regular season games. Then he has 2 regular season games against the Knicks at the Garden. But he's going to then make the other half of that by being on the road, whether he plays or not. But he can practice on the road, and if they choose to have him play on the road. But he did say that he's not done playing basketball.
Don't believe that I'm retiring. Don't believe that, I'm going to give up this game for a vaccine mandate or staying unvaccinated. Don't believe any of that. Like, really be aware.
Okay, this is the one that screams out with follow-up questions, but we couldn't because there was no media there with follow-up questions.
All these people saying all these things about what's going on with me, and it's just not true. Pay attention to what's going on out in the real world. People are losing their jobs to these mandates. People are having to make choices with their own lives, which I respect. And I don't want to sit here and play on people's emotions either. Just use logic. What would you do? If you felt uncomfortable going into the season when you were promised that you would have exemptions or that you didn't have to be forced to get the vaccine. This wasn't an issue before the season started. This wasn't something that I foresaw coming where I prepared for it.
Okay, he was promised exemptions. That's where if I'm allowed to ask a question of Kyrie, because Kyrie will say, hey, respect my privacy while speaking publicly about this, and then wanting to speak on behalf of those that don't want to get the vaccine. You can't have it. I can't respect your privacy if you keep talking about it and you want to talk about those who don't have a voice. Then can I not ask you a follow-up question? And who promised you something? That's what I want to know. If he was lied to by the NBA, by the Nets. Look, I'm open-minded to this. I'd just like to know. Do I care if he plays in the NBA this year? I don't. If he does play, great. He's a wonderful talent. But you don't want to play. You sort of want to play. If I'm the Nets, I don't want you to sort of want to play. It's called a team. You want to make a decision for you individually, then you make it. But you can't sort of make a decision because the team has to make a decision. And the team should move on. And I don't know if Kyrie gets traded. Why would you want Kyrie? If he's not going to be vaccinated, okay, you can go to another city, another state where, he doesn't face, these mandates. Okay. But this isn't the first time we've had, what's Kyrie thinking? And it's not going to be the last time we have something where we go, what's Kyrie thinking? Or why did he say that? Or why did he do that? He did put his money where his mouth is when you think about it, because everybody's like, oh, okay, you don't want to get vaccinated. Put your money where your mouth is. He did. So I can respect that. But if you're not going to play, then just don't play. I don't think you're being fair to your team. You're being selfish if you want to still be part of a team. You don't want to be part of a team? This is on you. Go ahead. You want to have a book? You want to give speeches? You want to be vocal about this? Then great. Go ahead. But it felt like it was somebody who was doing a class project and threw it together at the last minute, and it just didn't feel like it was fully vetted. Where you're really looking at some strong points here. I think you owe it to the media and to this story. Tell us who promised you what. That's what I'd want to know. That's the only thing I want to know right now. Who promised you this? What did they promise you? Were you told you didn't have to do this? Okay, we're told things, it feels like on a weekly, a monthly basis. Where you go into a city or go into a state, what do I have to do? Hey, I was told this. Hey, I don't need my vaccination card going into a restaurant in New York. No, you do this week. We hear this all the time. We adapt. We may not like it. Hey, you got to have a mask on. I didn't bring one. Well, here, we're going to give you one. Okay. You got to adapt. We've been told a lot of things for the last year and a half on this. But I think you understand that this is a moving target here. And if Kyrie doesn't want to play, doesn't have to play. And you know what? We won't miss him. But you can't be both. You can't be sort of a part-time player with the Nets, that they want to move on. And this was going to be their year when you think about it. Everybody healthy? Yeah, Paul.
It's weird. I don't want to speak out of school here, but I respect anyone who stands up for something, is willing to give up their salary for something, really believe it. And if that's what he is, altruistic about this, then great. But there's a lot of people, I'm not saying me, I'm saying what I saw a response on social media yesterday was this guy is just doing it for attention. He's taking a situation and making it about him, which is what he's been known for a bit in the past. So a lot of people doubt his intentions.
But how does he benefit?
Attention.
But
he's already got money. I think he's got a ring, right, with Cleveland.
But what do you do with that attention?
Some people like it for the sake of it. Some people like to be stirring the drink and the focal point and stirring the pot.
Okay.
That's what a lot of people think.
Okay. I mean, I don't read into it that deeply. I'm just trying to figure it out, because he is a Hall of Fame player, and he is not going to play half or part-time for the best team or the favorites to win the title this year. So it is a big deal. Yes,
Yeah, it's almost like some people want to be rich, some people want to be famous. You don't necessarily want to be rich and famous. Some people want one or the other. That's kind of like the attention thing, I would think, right? Almost like, not to say it's like a personality disorder or something, but there are some people who just need attention all the time, and they get it no matter how they could get it. And I'm not saying that that's what Kyrie is doing either at all. But there is that, people do have that part of their personality.
He's already got his money. He's made, $160 million? I don't think money has been, the driving force for him. And he's going to lose on that max contract extension. Yeah, Paulie.
I was watching Billions not too long ago, and the big guy who's a billionaire says, what's the use of having screw you money unless you say screw you? And he used a different phrase. He goes, but it allows you to do that every once in a while when you don't want to listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he is complicated, or at least he presents himself as being complicated. I always feel like he wants to be the smartest guy in the room, and sometimes that doesn't go well. Yes, Hugh.
Kyrie, because he's been so difficult over the years and sort of such a enigma to figure out, has worked himself into this corner of public opinion where no matter what he says, it's the wrong thing. Like you said before, oh, put your money where your mouth is then. You don't want to do that? Okay, I'll put my... Why are you costing yourself all that money? It's all right, if you don't want to play, then just don't play. I don't care. And then he doesn't play. It's where's Kyrie? Why isn't he playing? It's kind of... He's kind of gets it from all angles all the time. Some of it is by his own doing.
Yes, a lot of it's by design. But if he doesn't want to play, then I'm fine with that. I don't want him to do part-time. Now, that is fascinating. It's a storyline. I just don't think you're being fair to Kevin Durant, who you partnered with to make this work. He came there specifically to play with you. That's what I'd love to know. How are you and KD when you're around each other? Does, the vaccine come up? Does, see you on the road? Okay. Just feels like it's sort of hanging there. And if you don't want to play, don't play. But you can't say respect my privacy, but then you want to talk about this. If you don't, I'll respect your privacy. Don't say anything. Or let us talk to you. We've invited him through his agent. Nothing wrong with somebody, clarifying something or giving you a different thought on something. I'm open-minded to it. I'd love to know who promised him something and what was promised in fairness to him.